Hello, my name is Drew Watkins, and I welcome you to this week's special edition of the 2-minute drill. Might run a little bit long this week, so I beg your patience with this, but we are now releasing the proposed map for the high school zones starting in 2020, 2021, and this is where it is right here. As you can see, everything in this blue shade will be going to Rock Hill, and everything in the more purple shade will be going to PHS. If you're wondering where that line is, that is First Street, going all the way from the tollway all the way over to Custer, then picks back up at Wilmouth all the way to our border there. This is the proposed boundaries. Now, there could still be some movement. It's important that everybody knows that because we're going to continue to evaluate numbers and where they come in. But this is where we are right now. And the reason I say we're going to continue to evaluate numbers because there's a few moving parts to this, and this is important to note. We are going to be pushing out to seniors for them to choose which high school they want to attend. Now, this isn't going to be an informal survey or anything else. This is going to be something that needs to be decided and locked into over the next couple of weeks. The deadline for that will be September 6th for a senior to indicate which high school they would like to attend. And the reason we have to have this information now is because any movement with high schools, there's UIL implications. And we have to submit the numbers to the UIL so they can do, when they go through the classification process, 5As, 6As, 4As, those kinds of things, they need those numbers from us. So even though our zoning world usually, as you know, for those that have been here, that's a spring process for us. It's an early fall process when we're dealing with high schools because of the high school numbers we have to submit. So seniors, be looking for that so you can go online and indicate you want to go to Rock Hill or you want to go to PHS. Now, there are no do-overs and there's no takebacks. So discuss it with your families and make sure you're making the best decision because those are the numbers we have to use to submit to the UIL. So that's very important. Reach out to us any way that you need to. If you have any questions through the zoning@prosperisd.net email or through Eagle Chat or any other means, you know how to get a hold of us if you have any questions. Two important things to note. These zones are still important because if you live in this zone and you want to go to Rock Hill, well, that's a transfer situation. So if you live in a zone and want to go to the other school, no busing is provided. That's important to know that either way. So if you want to stay at PHS but you live down here as a senior, then no transportation is provided to PHS. And also wherever you choose as a senior, when I say senior, this year's juniors, next year's seniors, wherever you choose, then that doesn't also apply to siblings. So if you have a freshman or sophomore brother or sister, they don't necessarily get to go with you wherever the senior of next year chooses. This is a way for us to accurately assess the numbers on where the seniors are going to land. In all our preliminary work, we've been doing an 80-20 split, but that's all been preliminary. Now we need to get to the exact numbers on this. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. There's a lot of moving parts. Once we get the numbers from the seniors associated with the numbers from the demographer for those areas, then we will determine if there are other classes, other things that we want to consider with regard to movement and numbers. So this is a very important time. This is probably falls into the category of the most unfun thing that we do and have to deal with on growth, and that's zoning. This is the first time we've had to do a high school rezoning, and we know it's going to be impactful to everybody. We're trying to come up with ways that will be the least impactful on our students, and that's just not always easy to do. Again, reach out to us if you have any questions. Continue to soar with pride, and remember, we are Prosper.